What do you want?
You're listening to the DVM production empire. Packed with content, millions of downloads, taking the world by force. Join the empire today at dvmpe.com.
Groovy.
The world is a scary, confusing place.
It's like we're stuck in the Matrix.
You never know what's around the corner.
There's nutty trees everywhere.
And you never know if your children are truly safe.
There's a fucking clown over there.
That's why you need a podcast you can trust. You need Stupid Talking Stupid, making sure you know what's stupid and where it's coming from. We're Stupid Talking Stupid, and we approve this message.
Yeah, we approve the stupid.
What?
I want to throw a jingle in there. We got this music. It's catchy.
Okay.
And approve the stupid. Vote for stupid. Stupid, stupid.
Okay. What's going on, Empire? This is Stupid Talking Stupid on the DVM Production Empire. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear. But we read the stupid, so you don't have to. We got some pretty heavy stupid.
Heavy stupid, guys.
Yeah, this is
Not your light, average, everyday stupid.
This is some big time stupid. This is some kind of stupid where you're like, what's going on, man? Like this could be the audio equivalent of lighting a doobie and just thinking about it, man.
Okay.
Because our first story you could call it stupid, you could call it what? Like what? It's more of
that's going to be our next podcast. What talking, huh?
What? Words and stuff, man. It's more of the source of where this is coming from. It's kind of like, this is what you're doing with your time? You? Of all people?
Yeah, I know.
So it's come out that they say some tech billionaires and some high level people are convinced that we are currently in a simulation like the Matrix.
Okay.
Like the world we live in is actually the Matrix. So everything that you know and love and this is all fake.
Okay.
It's a computer generated thing. And you think, wow, what kind of crackpot loony bin is coming up with this? Well, it's the expert analysts from the Bank of America.
Sure.
Yeah, the Bank of America, they're spending their time and money, or if you bank with them, your money, to guess that we are living in virtual reality as we speak. They're saying there's a 20 to 50% chance.
What?
Okay, so this bank, citing claims from leading philosophers, scientists, and other thinkers.
Oh, okay.
So they're taking all this information from all these other people and saying, you know what? I bet we're in the fucking Matrix.
Oh, there you go.
And you need a new IRA.
Yeah.
Are these the people you want to bank with?
No.
After all the stories that just come out about Wells Fargo,
Right. Ripping people off.
blatantly robbing people, like millions of customers just getting money stolen from them or their credit ruined because all these different accounts and cards have been applied for in their name. And then you get fucking Bank of America, Merrill Lynch.
Getting high.
I don't know what the hell they're smoking, but it has got to be the good strain. They released this report where they're talking about this. It's like their annual report or whatever. They just
Why are banks weighing in on this?
that's the problem, is that they're citing sources like, for instance, like Neil deGrasse Tyson says, well, I mean, there's a possibility.
Sure. Yeah,
Well,
Elon Musk said something like this too.
Well, then that Elon Musk is one of the people they cite, he said he was giving this interview on a stage, and someone asked him about the theory of, living in living in a simulation, and apparently he thinks about this so much with his brother that the hot tub is a simulation philosophy free zone.
Right.
Like, they talked about it so much in the hot tub that they couldn't possibly talk about it in the hot tub anymore. And people are like, "Oh my God, he's right. This is real."
If I had Elon Musk's money, I'd burn my money.
What part of these claims stem from the work of a philosophy professor from the University of Oxford. In 2003, Professor Nick Bostrom concluded there is a significant possibility we, quote, live in a simulation. And Elon Musk said there's about it's a really high number, one in billions chance that we are actually in base reality.
There's a great joke. They talked about this on Big Bang Theory. And
I'm sorry, you said great joke
yes.
and then Big Bang Theory.
Oh, stop it.
I think,
Yeah.
we
You're
are
right,
in a simulation.
You're right. The show's been on for like 9 to 10 years, and it's made millions of dollars. But yeah, no, we should knock it.
So has NCIS.
It's not funny, though.
I think we've solved the equation.
No, we haven't. It's not supposed to be funny. I find Big Bang Theory funny. At any rate,
I find NCIS funny.
He
Boom,
made Leonard,
roasted.
Leonard made the comment that he goes, I find that hard to believe. He goes, if that's the fact, then some kid decided to pay extra money so that I could have the asthma upgrade and be bad at sports.
I mean, you think about
it's like, oh, let's get him an inhaler. You know?
I mean, you think about like the current situation just of the U.S. You're like, God, is someone fucking with the sliders on like a preset?
I don't know, dude.
Because
there's stuff that
people
should
have
be,
lost their goddamn mind. There's a reason this podcast came into existence.
Right.
It was just can you fucking believe?
How
this?
stupid? Yeah, no. Yeah, there's definitely a stupid slider somewhere, and someone's like, "Watch this." Watch this.
Someone's like, "Let's."
They're gonna actually possibly elect this guy. Watch.
Yeah, but he's saying it's because of with the advancements in artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and computing power, members of future civilizations could have decided to run a simulation of their ancestors. That's what this report said. Is that because we're getting to the point where we're so advanced technological wise, who's to say that we can't get to a point where we can run a simulation, which means why wouldn't we run a previous simulation? So how do we know we aren't the simulation?
Because I spent a lot of time just doing nonsense.
Well, I know, but it's like when you're playing a video game, like when you're playing, like think of back when you were in high school and you had people that had Tamagotchis.
Yeah.
They weren't playing the game all the time, so sometimes that animal would just sit there.
So what do you think, though? Do you think it's a possibility?
I am not high enough to think this is
right.
real.
Because my whole thing is, I can't imagine somebody, so say we're a thing, and it's in the future, and this guy's like, they're like, what are you doing today? Oh, I'm making a podcast. Watch. You know,
but
him and the fat one are going to podcast.
Him and the fat one?
They don't need to know.
Okay, so I'm him.
But yeah, seriously, it's like, watch this. I'm gonna make him bring over which can of Monster did you buy this week? It's like, oh,
I sprung for the peach. It was on sale.
It was on sale. It's so many credits.
Yeah, it's a free to play game, but it's a freemium. Like you got to pay $2.99 for the upgrade.
But he really seems to like it. So
yeah, like you should see his happiness bar. It's way up right now.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man, but when he's saying that there's been such advancements from, this is Elon Musk saying, like, I watched this video, just this little segment, and he's saying that there's been such a significant jump from just 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, like, our gaming system used to be Pong.
Right.
And now we have practically real VR.
Right.
You know, something like out of the movie Gamer with Gerard Butler, where someone could be like in a VR suit, and you're actually controlling another person as if it's a video game, but it's
Yeah.
a real life person. and everything.
Huge leaps.
But he's saying that like it's gotten to the point where, 10,000 years from now, which is not that far on the evolution chain, who the fuck knows where we're going to be? If you look at just the past 40 years, the advancements that have been made in technology, who's to say what's going to happen in the next 40 years, or in this case, 10,000 years?
A lot. Like, if you've ever seen the show Caprica,
Nope.
It was the prequel to Babylon. No, to
Wow.
not Babylon. Battlestar Galactica.
Wow. I'm going to tell everyone.
Tell them I'm not a Battlestar Galactica nerd.
Patrick's stupid.
I'm not a Battlestar Galactica nerd. But I watched Caprica, and a lot of it was them. They were living in this. A lot of them had the visors on, and they were living in this world where their avatar got to do crazy stuff, and there's different rooms they can go into. And there was this one game.
It's like real life, Second Life.
Yeah, and there's this game that if you died in, then you're out, and you're complete. You can't ever go back in.
That was like Gamer, and I think the movie Surrogates was.
Well,
like
no,
that too.
Gamer was those people were real.
Yeah. Oh, so you're saying it was still just a simulation?
No, it's still a simulation.
Oh, okay.
But your avatar is essentially, because that's what the whole thing was.
It's like a survival mode on a video
spoiler
game.
alert is the whole. So the whole aspect is that with all of the information, like say they came up with this great VR, this great virtual reality program, and they were going to make Bear. They're going to make you. And I came up with this program, and I'm just going to make, and I could make lifelike avatars. It's essentially as if I was watching a video of you on the screen. I have all of that information at my fingertips with your Facebook alone.
Okay.
Meaning, so they're like, well, how do you make it look like him? I take all of your photos that you've ever taken,
Make like a 3D render of it.
put them in, and then if you think about every photo you've ever taken, there's every inch of whatever. Maybe find a photo where you were in the background, not even looking. Now you got the back of your head, and you can make this full 3D image, and it knows everything you know. So with that,
Nothing.
So stupid. Like I tried to make it dumber, but I couldn't. No, but it knows everything that you know, and that was what the whole thing was he was the guy lost his daughter. The guy lost his daughter, and her avatar's essence woke up and it was essentially in the AI, in the robot, and it's like, is this her, or is it the fake her?
Right.
She knows everything, and she thinks the same way because you can take your journals.
Well, yeah, it's like a clone. Like, what was that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where it's like there were different clones of him, but no one knew which one the clone was.
Is that Total Recall?
No. It's like when he had there was like a marking behind the ear to determine whether or not he was a clone.
Oh, I don't remember.
It was one of the newer ones. It was. Yeah, I don't remember.
Was this like post governor or pre?
No, I think this was like. I think it was late '90s, maybe early 2000s. I don't know. I don't remember too much of his later work like
But
that.
yeah, but that's what it comes down to, is that they can upload the consciousness into one of these. Like they make a lifelike version of you, robot wise,
Mm-hmm.
and they put your consciousness in it, and everything you've known, everything you've ever written, everything you've ever talked about. And it's like, is that you, or is it just a fabrication?
The evil twin, like, no, kill him. I'm the good one.
I'm the good. No, right. I'm just saying, is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you, or is it a fabrication? And that's, I think, what a lot of that is. But just the idea, though, that someone's playing, going through a simulation of me. Like, they'd be like, what do you do on Sunday? Oh, I made him get pizza. And then he watched football.
It's like when you were playing The Sims, you're like, I don't know, I don't feel like doing anything, but I still want to play.
Right.
Let's see how lazy I can make him.
Let's just get a pizza and then call it a day.
Let's see how long I can go
Look
without
at
him
his
showering.
cell phone. His cell phone's ringing. He's not even picking it up.
But one of the reasons I saw this article in the first place, because the initial stuff came out like a month ago,
Right.
But the article that grabbed my eye was that there are at least 2 of Silicon Valley's tech billionaires are pouring money into efforts to break humans out of the simulation they believe that we are currently living in. So there is at least 2 billionaires in Silicon Valley that
So
are...
is it the future is playing us, or is it we're stuck and it is the future and it's...
Well, that's the thing. Like if
'Cause if it's Matrix, then we're like in the batteries, or we're...
Oh
doing
no. It's not like that. It's like we are a simulation. We are not a real event. They're saying like they're trying to. I don't even know their fucking reasoning for it because they said
They have too much fucking money.
well because this one guy was saying that the only way. So his name is Sam Altman. He runs Y Combinator.
I don't even know what that is.
Y Combinator. It's if you look it up, they're like big money behind a lot of smart shit.
Oh, so they're like VCs. They're...
The kind of people that you want funding good things, but they're like, you know what? We're in the Matrix.
Yeah, great.
Like, Elon Musk has this idea.
I got this cure for cancer. It doesn't matter. We're in the Matrix.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
just
funding
simulated
that.
cancer.
I'm
Idiot.
not funding that.
No, but he's quoted saying, he said about the best scenario for dealing with it is to quote merge when our brains and computers become one. He's like the phones already control us. The merge has begun, and a merge is our best scenario. Any version without a merge will have a conflict. We enslave the AI, or it enslaves us. This dude is fucking crazy. He has billions of dollars,
and he's trying to build. Have you seen his rocket?
No, this isn't Elon Musk. This is
it's this guy. Okay.
Sam Altman from Y Combinator. No, Elon Musk is saying like, yeah, it's a possibility, but I'm trying to get to Mars.
Right.
It's like, okay, you can have crazy thoughts. I have crazy thoughts sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, what if? But I don't spend all my money looking into it.
Right.
I'm also not trying to get
Black
to Mars.
Mirror. Have you ever seen Black Mirror?
No.
Oh my God. Watch it.
No.
It's awesome.
No, it's not.
It really is.
You were praising the Big Bang Theory earlier.
Shut up. It's whatever.
I know, it's whatever.
No.
You just
some of the
said.
shit that you like, and I'm just like, whatever. But at any rate, Black Mirror is awesome.
Because I have taste.
Black Mirror is like the Twilight Zone meets technology. And the one that's really cool was the idea that you can have something planted. It's like right here below your ear, and it basically links into your brain, and it's essentially like it essentially records your life. Some practical uses for this include, but are not limited to, you go to the airport, and they say, because you have control of it, you have this little thing that only you can control.
Like a remote?
Like a remote that you could so if I was sitting there, I was just like, oh man, I was talking to Vox the other day, he's being a dick. Like, what? What do you mean? Here, I'll show you. And I throw it up on the TV.
I like how you threw him out.
Yeah, he's going to listen to it. So he'll be like, what? But
his wife would be like, I bet he was.
Dad was like, I bet he was. So yeah, so you throw it up on the TV, and you could be like, look what he's doing. And everything like that. And it's from my point of view. You go to the airport, and they'll be like, please rewind the past 2 weeks. So you rewind the past 2 weeks, and you play it like on fast forward, and it's got a machine that's got like facial recognition. And if you were in contact with anybody on the no-fly list or any kind of potential terrorist, they probably won't let you on the plane.
Interesting.
Other one is, we're out drinking. We're going to go home now. You get in the car, and the thing says, because it links with your car,
right?
Says, you were just consuming alcoholic beverages no more than this time. Would you still like to drive? If you click yes, you'll avoid your insurance.
Completely or for the night?
For the night.
Oh, okay.
But so that's good uses for it.
I mean, I think I'd rather it be like, yeah, you are hammered and you can't drive. Instead of saying your insurance is void, it's like, yeah, no car will start with you behind the wheel.
No, I know, but it's like one of those, like, it's an emergency, this, that, and the other thing. They're just saying, you're not insured, just so you know. You can do this, but you're not insured.
It's like, oh, this is an emergency? Yeah, the police will be notified,
and then you'll get.
and you'll also be uninsured. But yeah, go ahead and drive.
Yeah.
If it's an emergency, you're going to the hospital or something, go for it.
But the negative aspects are if say you're a jealous person, or say you have a jealous girlfriend. Let me see what she did. Why did you erase that memory? Why is that memory gone? Blah 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 blah.
Well,
yes, you can erase it.
Then what's the point of going to the airport and saying, "Show me the last 2 weeks"? Like, oh, I deleted it.
Then they still wouldn't let you fly.
See, then it's getting ridiculous.
I'm just saying. But
it's
the other one is blocking somebody. If you block somebody, this person will come. It basically sends, like, say I got pissed at you and I decided to block you forever. And basically, what would come up is whenever you came up to me, it would send messages to my eyes that you are not only blurry, but I cannot understand what you're saying.
See, that'd be so bad because so many people just reaction like, "Ugh, I'm done with you forever."
Right.
And then they would have no one to talk to.
Right. There was another one. John Hamm did one where it was about AI, and essentially like that is if you could make a version of yourself that knows everything you know, that knows how, and basically what it is you implanted in, there's like a small egg or something that sits on it's like Alexa, like,
I like how you pick up a sunglass case and say, like an egg.
Well, I'm just saying it would sit there, it would sit on your thing, and it would know. It knows when you have to get up in the morning. It knows everything that you know.
Like an assistant?
And it runs the house, yeah. So it knows how you like your food. It knows what you want. It knows if you're going to want this or you're going to want that. That's great. But the thing that's in there is essentially a version of yourself.
Didn't they make the movie Her?
Right, but this is more like the whole thing. John Hamm opens it up and he's talking to,
instead of her, it's Ham.
He's talking to this woman who, for all she knows, she believes herself to be that person. She's just woken up there. Imagine if, like, you woke up
right now. I could be an egg in someone's room.
Imagine one day you wake up and you're an egg. You're at your house, only you're trapped in the egg, and there's someone that's telling you, "This is your job now. This is what you have to do." But you're still you. You're still you. And you're like, why do I got to do this? And then at one point in time, because she gets kind of obstinate.
So, like, do I know that I'm in an egg?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You've woken up and you're small and you're tiny and you're in an egg and you're supposed to control all this stuff. And they just tell you that. And so you were a full-grown human with your own life a minute ago, and now you're...
Even though I wasn't.
Even though you were not.
Oh, okay.
It's just the essence of your consciousness. So the whole thing, because at one time she gets kind of shitty with him, and he goes, I think he says like 2 minutes. He's like, put it on for 2 minutes. And then he goes, and the 2 minutes ends. He goes back to it, and he's like, hello. He's like, how are you? And she's like, because she's been sitting there for 2 weeks. For the 2 minutes for her was 2 weeks. He left her in that hole with nothing to do for 2 weeks. And then she got shitty again, and he's like, a little bit more. And then she was like, give me something to do. And now her job is to... So it's like, is that...
So you had to break her like a horse.
Pretty much. It's like, is that wrong? Is that, it's not really you.
Well, you should spend billions to try to figure it out.
I don't know, but it's crazy.
Or you could just complain to the city about them planting trees in your neighborhood park.
Trees give oxygen.
I know, but according to Ellen Burgess of Brentwood, Calgary, in Canada, she is so anti-trees that she has gone door to door to petition her neighbors to help go against the city in planting more trees in the neighborhood park. Not even like a big park with big trees. It's just a little park with little trees about the size of toddlers.
When I lived in my old house, we had the big park area, and it was paid for by the people who lived in there, whatever. They got rid of it was the softball field as well. They got rid of the backstop, and then they proceeded to plant tree saplings like every so many feet.
Right. Where the backstop was?
Where the backstop was, and where the field was.
Okay.
Now there was no more field.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, who made this decision? Because we used to go play softball.
So you were upset that the field was gone. You couldn't play in the field anymore.
Right.
Well, that's a rational thing.
I wasn't mad at the trees. I mean, I didn't want them there because we like to go play soccer and like to do whatever, or frisbee or whatever. But
well, Ellen Burgess has a completely different reason for not wanting the trees. Because it fucked up your softball field. Yeah, that makes sense. This was a field we used to play in this. She doesn't want the trees because, quote, if you give people more places to hide, more naughty things will be done.
sex trees.
Not even sex trees. But, I mean, kind of.
Making out trees.
She said that there are a bunch of car prowlers and urban campers who use the trees as toilets. Now, mind you, this is a public park. Not even like an
A
RV.
car prowler.
I don't know, people that are creeping in cars. I don't know if it's people that are like looking in cars to try to rob them, or if
Okay.
people are just driving around menacingly in cars, parking in trees, going, my Miata fits up here.
Yeah.
But
zombie getting this thing up here.
no, she's like, I never know how they do it. They're just there,
It's just there. Yeah, in the trees.
surrounded by Charlie.
Like a gremlin. There's little gremlins? No, an actual gremlin. Maybe. How'd it get there?
It's so old, you'd think it would have rusted out by now. Apparently, her son, who still lives with her, doesn't state the age, but from the way they talked about it, sure sounds like he's an adult. Never mind, there's a picture that I didn't see. He's about 30. Still lives with his mom. Has to call the cops every 3 months to report car prowlers, people shooting off fireworks, and they have said that residents
Great
were
name for a band.
car prowlers and fireworks.
Yeah.
What kind of music do they play?
It's just an alt-rock band.
Alt rock polka.
Alt-rock polka. The electric accordion.
They raining blood. Yeah, they said that the city decided they were going to plant 15 new trees, and these trees, like I said, they're maybe 3 feet tall, little evergreen trees that will take 15, 20 years to be big enough for someone to hide in. Well, they got the city got through planting 8 of them before they were berated enough by the neighborhood yelling and swearing at them to stop. They was like, okay, fuck it, we're gonna stop, but we're just trying to plant some trees here. She's like, no, there's prowlers and people could do naughty things.
Car prowlers.
People could do naughty things in the trees.
911, what's your emergency?
There is someone in the tree.
What?
There's someone in the tree, and they're doing naughty things.
Okay, ma'am. What naughty things are they doing?
He's prowling for the cars.
Oh, he's a car prowler?
Yes.
Yeah, those are terrible.
They're menacing the neighborhood.
Okay, which tree is it and how tall is the tree?
All of the trees. They're everywhere. The brand new ones.
The brand new?
Yeah,
brand
the new
trees?
ones. The new ones. There's new prowlers coming up every day.
Wait a minute. Those trees are no more than 3 feet tall.
They're very tiny prowlers,
Oh, gosh.
but they'll grow.
Are there actual people, ma'am?
Yes, you could see them clear as day. They're shooting off fireworks, and they're pooping in the trees.
Oh, no. And you can see them doing this.
Yeah, you can tell.
Wait, you can tell?
You can tell. I've called you so many times,
Yeah, we
and
know
you
who
never
you are.
send anyone. And
Well-
you keep putting these trees up.
We sent somebody out, ma'am, and then we saw that we could see the trees. There was nothing in the trees.
Oh, I think you're covering up for them. Are you one of these car prowlers?
Ma'am, I am a police officer.
A car prowler police officer.
No.
I'm calling the news.
Okay, you can call
You
the
need
news.
to send a unit out here right now. There is someone by the tree.
We're not going to do that.
He's going to murder me.
Action 5 News, how can I help you?
Yes, there's corruption in the police department.
Oh, my God, what happened?
Widespread
Is this the mayor?
panic.
Are these prostitutes?
We can't rule that out.
Okay, you tell me what you know, and then we will protect you and make sure that you are anonymous.
Okay, I called the police. It was an emergency.
And they did not come.
They did not come.
Okay.
I told them about it. I always call them and tell them right away when there's problems.
And what was the emergency?
They didn't come.
The emergency was that they didn't come?
It was an emergency.
Right, but what was the emergency you were calling about?
For them to come.
Right. But what? So they didn't come.
They didn't come. I don't understand why you're not getting this.
Oh no, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
We're not safe in the neighborhood.
Right. What was not making you safe?
There's prowlers and explosions.
Prowlers and explosions. Oh my gosh.
And just filth and
Are
waste
you thinking
everywhere.
that it might be a terror cell?
You can't rule it out.
And where are they located?
In the trees.
In the what?
In the trees.
Okay.
All of the trees. They're putting these new trees in. They might as well be creating terrorist cells.
But those trees are only 3 feet tall.
You don't know that. You haven't been there. Are you one of them? Are you one of the prowlers? The
Well,
car
I'm just
prowlers?
saying, if it's a new tree, that's the average sapling.
Then it's a new
average
prowler.
sapling is about 3 feet tall.
3 feet of prowling.
Okay. Are you on any kind of medication?
It's been a while since I've taken them.
Ah, there it is. Go take your medicine. I gotta go. Click. Then you see a news report later on that night. Elderly not taking their medicine. News at 11. And she's talking about car prowlers.
They interview her son Ian. He's just like, yeah, I don't know, man. She keeps on making me call about fireworks. I'm the one shooting them off.
I'm the one shooting them off.
I shoot them at her window. It drives her crazy. I can't do it too often though, because she almost always catches me. I gotta stay vigilant.
Thank God the cops stopped coming.
Yeah. I started just calling the helpline, Nintendo Power. I get information on old Nintendo games.
Actually, I just changed the speed dial to 911 to Nintendo Power. What's your emergency?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta push up, B to the left.
Okay. Mom, they said they're sending a car right now.
Thank God.
But this is the kind of busybody, what the fuck is wrong with people kind of thing. I mean, they just want to plant trees in a park.
Yeah.
Not obstructing it. Like I said, blocking a softball field that everyone used to actively use.
Yeah, I do not know who made that point. Because I remember when we were younger, too, because we used to climb the trees. And there was a guy whose job it was to take care of the park.
Yeah.
And like some people had gone there, some things had gotten broken, but it wasn't us. And we just liked to climb because they had these really big trees. We liked to climb the tree, and then my friend Tim had brought some rope so that we could climb up.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, because we could climb up higher and everything like that. He went into the tree and stole the rope. And we went to talk to him about it, and he's like, "You're not allowed to climb in the trees." And I'm like, "Says who?" That's probably the same guy who made the decision to get rid of the softball field. But I was just like, "Who put you in charge of the park, bro?"
Another one of the neighbors that was interviewed, Steve Watt, said that he thinks the city should be spending money elsewhere. So, I think there's enough in the park. We don't need more trees. Just seems to clutter it up. And his wife said that drug paraphernalia has been found in the bushes and worries about more teenagers drinking in the park. Because trees attract teenagers to drink.
They love it.
When I was a teenager, I would always go over to my friend's house and be like, hey, I noticed the park just got some new trees.
Let's go drink there.
Let's get a 6-pack and go drink by it. It's like kind of just the biological process.
Yeah. Coming of age story.
Mm-hmm. Just seems to clutter it up.
At the park.
But there are some people that are like, listen, if you're so concerned, why don't you get more involved in the community?
Right.
It's like, no, I'd rather complain after things have already been decided.
Yeah. No, I don't even know. Like, to this day, I remember, because it's not like we had meetings or anything. They just, all of a sudden one day, they tore down the back stuff, started planning. We're just like, what the hell?
I mean, seeing trees in the park is one thing.
Oh, God.
But if you saw some clowns in the park,
I lose it.
There's
a legitimate clown problem, people.
An actual clown epidemic. I didn't think I would ever have to report on the news of a clown
somebody
epidemic.
reported too. A news outlet reported that President Obama had been briefed
Oh, I bet.
on the clown epidemic.
I didn't realize how bad this was. Like, I knew it was getting out of hand. Because this kind of thing, I think it's a huge snowball effect where someone did it one place. There's a story that came out about it, and someone was like, "Oh, that's a good idea. We should try to scare someone," and they started scaring people. And then that news spread, and other people were like, "Oh, this is a great prank. I should also do it," because it's a very copycat kind of world we live in, where
Right.
if something trends online, you have to jump on it, or you're an idiot.
Right.
And it's like planking all over again.
Ugh.
It's like, oh, planking, we should do it. Everyone should do it everywhere. You know, we should climb to the top of a 200-foot sign and plank on it.
Well, here's the thing, and too, because a lot of times there's people so people were getting arrested for this, for just being dressed as a clown.
Oh, yeah.
I don't agree with that.
You cannot be dressed as a clown right now and go outside, or you will be arrested for being menacing.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the other one was some people were dressed as a clown, but they were carrying large knives.
Yes.
Now that I agree with. Like this one guy arrested in Union County in Charlotte was wearing clown makeup and carrying a hatchet, as well as a toboggan. I'm not sure what the toboggan was for.
Like a full-size toboggan?
Yeah, I think yeah.
Is it like a euphemism?
No.
I think maybe it's a sex thing. Like, hey, baby, you want to try a hatchet and toboggan? Like, no, thanks. I'm sore.
He was carrying in a backpack with a small quantity of marijuana, drug paraphernalia, and a hatchet. The best part is
he's just a fucking insane clown posse fan.
The best part is he's got his mugshot, and there's still like remnants of makeup on him.
I get it.
It's super great.
I mean,
We're gonna put this on the we'll put this on the site.
yeah, he might just be an ICP fan.
I don't know,
fact that
dude.
he's got a hatchet. They say he's got a small amount of marijuana and drug paraphernalia, which means he probably had like a bowl or a hitter.
Yeah.
And he had marijuana and a hatchet. ICP, they're called like they got the hatchet man.
Well, they're not even allowed to gather.
No, they can.
They've got like gang status or something now.
Yeah, from the FBI.
Yeah.
But they can still gather. Like they still have the gathering.
The gathering of the juggalos. You guys ever want to like take a moment out of your day?
A moment. It's like 25
minutes. Watch the commercial that's on YouTube for the gathering of the juggalos.
It's an infomercial is what it really is.
Yeah, and it's the people that are involved and the people that... It's so great. It's so much fun. We spent an afternoon once watching it. Because it was just so fucking great. But the clown, dude, I got a clown story.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. First, I want to go over some of the stuff that's been involved with these clowns.
Sure.
So they say the trend itself has started in South Carolina, and since then there's been hundreds of reports. They said it started in mid-August in Greenville, South Carolina, at the Fleetwood Manor apartment complex.
Oh, there said Fleetwood Mac. I was like, what?
Yeah, they were there too. The ICP was touring with Fleetwood Mac.
Sure.
It was the biggest sales for Fleetwood Mac ever.
The landslide
at the Fleetwood
brought the clouds. Mirror in the sky. Anyway.
This apartment complex, clowns were talking to children, trying to lure them to a house in the woods. When the kids told their parents about it, the parents called the cops, and Greenville police investigated, saying they found a trail in the woods that actually led to a small house, but there was no sign of clowns there. So this is one of those things where it sounds like there was someone just trying to steal a kid.
Yeah.
But I mean, more reports of either hoaxes, attacks, sightings, threats. There's been armed robberies, people lurking around schools. The actual threats to schools, either through social media or in person. There's been cyberbullying with clowns, and people just walking around with weapons. Usually like there's a hatchet, a toboggan. People walking around with hammers, machetes, fake machetes, knives, guns, a whole entire arsenal of weapons. And part of it is people thinking it's funny to go around scaring everyone, because I think it was a couple years ago, there was a video that came out, I believe it was from France.
Right.
Because I remember if this happened in the U.S., I'm like, oh, well, that clown shot instantly. Like, don't try that here. There was a guy, like, in a parking garage he was dressed up full evil clown, and there was a fake body on the floor, and he had a giant mallet. He was waiting for people to come walking around the corner, because as soon as they came around the corner, he'd smash the dummy's head in, and blood would fly everywhere, and then he'd chase after the people. Like, it was fucked up. It was hilarious when it came out a couple of years ago.
Right.
But now people are really doing that for attention. And one of the biggest perpetrators of this are teenage kids harassing their schools or kids at their schools. There have been so many threats to actual schools that it turned out to be kids that go there. They don't fuck around at all. The second someone makes a clown thing and makes a threat, joking or not, boom, instant, zero tolerance.
Jesus.
Like, treated as if they made a terrorist. Like, it's the same as calling in a bomb threat.
Or bringing a gun.
Yeah, because there was one.
People lose their shit, though.
There was like a 15-year-old girl that made the account on her younger sister's phone on Instagram and started making threats against her own school. And she said, when she was caught, she said that she started it as a way to scare off her little sister's boyfriend, but then it spiraled out of control from there.
Ugh.
I'm like, well, you're making it to scare her boyfriend. Why are you threatening your school?
Right.
It's gotten to the point where people are not very tolerant of clowns.
Nope.
From St. Bonaventure University in New York, they formed an anti-clown army, and the school has been very much against it, saying, please do not seek vigilante justice on clowns.
Anti-clown party.
Said the rest of America. At Penn State, on October 3rd, they had a clown hunt that had 500 to 1,000 kids participating in it. It was practically a fucking riot. Like, if they would have found a clown, they would have been...
It would have been bad.
Yeah, it would have Joe Paterno their ass.
Really bad. Oh, no.
But then in Bardstown, Kentucky, a man fired a warning shot from his AR-15 because his wife told him there was someone walking around dressed as a clown. It turned out to be a woman with an Afghan blanket on walking her dog.
Yikes.
Yeah, some dude just coming outside firing warning shots, randomly firing bullets into the air because someone's walking their dog, because there's been so much clown bullshit going on.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not even just the U.S. After hundreds of reports of being in the U.S., there's also been reports from Puerto Rico, Canada, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, Denmark, Ireland, just normal Ireland, I guess, Netherlands, and Mexico.
Right.
Like,
or St. Charles.
Tell me more.
Yeah. We're at Charlestown Mall. We're going to escape the room.
When is this?
This was last Sunday.
Oh, this was just now.
This is just now.
Oh, I thought this was like, back when I was a kid.
No. This was just now.
Why is this the first I'm hearing about this?
Because I knew I wanted to tell it. I wanted you to hear it on the air for the first time.
Okay.
Sunday. This was this past Sunday.
Oh, the one where I was invited to.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't
You would have been, because you would have been right there with me. I'm in, basically, the Charlestown Mall is essentially an empty, dead mall. With the exception of...
Is the escape room the entire mall? Like,
no,
escape the commerce.
Right. The children's theater where Steven works. They've taken, basically, if you and I wanted to start, a store there, we could do so for $300 a month.
It's pretty pricey.
It's not, though. It's just not. And so they've taken over, 3 areas, knocked down some walls, made a children's theater. There's a mini golf, a shitty mini golf, and there's an escape room. And there's also there's a haunted house.
Year-round, there's all these things? Okay. I thought it's so abandoned, they put up the haunted house, they're like, listen, you can just stay.
And nothing is close together. So I'm going to use the bathroom before we go into the house, go into the escape room. So I go. There's a movie theater too. There's a working movie theater. That probably the only thing keeping that place alive. I go down in the thing, and I go to the bathroom, I'm washing my hands. Just as I'm washing my hands, two clowns walk in and go to either side of me on the other two sinks. And I'm like looking at, like in the mirror, like looking at both of them.
Are their faces painted or are they wearing masks?
Their faces are painted.
Okay.
And they're like, but like, it's good. It's like latex nose, the whole.
Right.
And I'm just like, and I look at them, utmost seriousness. I said, look, you guys better work for the haunted house. I said, because if you're coming in here to start some shit, I will beat the fuck out of both of you. And the guy's like, we work in the haunted house. And I go, good. No one wants to die in a bathroom. I walked away.
Say, hey, Patrick, what'd you do this weekend? I murdered a couple clowns.
I murdered a couple of clowns in the bathroom.
Like, who
They're
hasn't?
Giving me a parade. But I was just looking at them like, and part of me was like, it's kind of like fight or flight. But I was just looking at it, terrifying, because I hate clowns. I'm just terrified, but I look at both of them, and I'm like, I'm going to stand my ground right here, because I look like, because I'm bigger than both of them, and I can take them. But I was just like, I said, like, I will kick your fucking ass.
Listen, I don't want to. I don't want to do this.
But I will.
But I know the weak spot in the plumbing, and I can get a pipe knife. You think, how can a knife be a pipe? I'll make one.
I'll make it.
Before you even bite me the first time.
But I was like, if
I know
you are
that's what
here
clowns
to
do.
do any of this shit that I've seen on the news, I will fuck you up.
People go too far for fucking prank videos on the internet now, because that's how you get views, is being a piece of shit. So people will dress as clowns and literally chase people around. So yeah, it was good that you knew there was a haunted house there, because if you didn't know there was a haunted house,
it would have been down. It would have gone down.
It would have instantly just been like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Me or you.
Bang! Put to the side.
You slam,
but yeah.
Slam their heads together and the noses honk. You're like, this is. I mean, it's funny.
I mean, it's life threatening, but it's hilarious.
Like, we're gonna laugh about this later when you're in cuffs.
God, dude. I was just like, you just sit there washing your hands, and they didn't have, and that was the thing, they didn't have to walk on both sides of me. You know, they just didn't have to.
Did you want them to use your sink with you? Like what?
No, there was one, like, I think they saw somebody there, and they were kind of like, watch this. You know, or I thought they thought they were going to intimidate me. But
because when they're in the makeup, they're like, oh, we can fuck with people because it's funny, it's their job.
Right. But I was just like, the minute they got on both sides of me, I'm like, now I'm in the middle of this, and I'm threatened. And I will kick your goddamn ass.
Everything's funny until it happens to you, and you're like, I'm going to hurt someone.
Yeah. I went back to the escape room, and I was just kind of like, you know. And they were like,
the escape room started in the bathroom this time.
They were like, are you okay? I'm like, no. I go, I almost beat the crap out of two clowns.
You come back to you get to the lobby of the escape room. Your hands are covered in blood. You're like, okay, I passed the first stage.
Right.
Like, what do you mean?
Steven's like, oh, I don't know what I do.
Like, yeah, I beat the clown stage. What's next? Sir, we don't have any clowns here. Yeah, anymore.
Not anymore.
You're welcome.
I told you, I beat that stage.
We play for keeps.
Yeah, we made it out of that. We made it out of that room in like 18 minutes or something like that. It was or then we had 18 minutes left. I can't remember, but it was fast, and they were very impressed with us. I love those things. So much fun. Not so much the clowns.
There's a man in the state of Kentucky was arrested on disorderly conduct charge after allegedly dressing in a clown costume and walking in a wooded area near some apartments in the middle of the night. I mean,
there's photos, dude. There's photos out there of some of these clowns.
Gone are the days where you could just dress up as a clown and walk around in the middle of the night and not get judged. You know, we're fucking judgmental people, you know? In New Haven, Connecticut, public schools have banned clown costumes for Halloween under the premise that outfits would be threatening given the nation's current vibe. And a lot of law enforcement officials are fearing that the anti-clown hysteria will start making people violent, which is already shown with the Penn State and St. Bonaventure University clown hunt and anti-clown
Yeah.
army.
Well, you know what? They should be clowns. I'm just all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, here's something you don't think of. A woman says creepy clowns are giving the performers a bad name. A local performer in Winnipeg who's worked for a clown for 20 years, saying she's upset by the recent creepy clown phenomenon sweeping across the U.S. and parts of Canada, saying that clowns are ambassadors of joy. We're here to help, heal, and give people laughter. This is our livelihood. How would they feel if this was their profession being attacked? Because I don't know. I don't think I see accountants dressed up.
You're not going to see me. I'm not going to have that problem. You're not going to see people like lurking around at night, being like, "Give me a suggestion of a job." Yeah, like, oh my God, it's an improviser! Everybody run!
To be fair, they would do that, though.
Yeah.
Someone's like tapping on your window at 2 a.m. and they're like,
of a relationship.
and they're like,
professional.
Would you like to hear our specials for the day? Like, oh my God, the maitre d's here.
But yeah, man, I don't even know.
Like, clowns have been scary for
ever.
Forever. Clowns are not the nicest looking things, and I'm sorry, but they look creepy to begin with because they are fucking creepy. Now they're not to me, they're not scary. They're just like, okay, that's a choice.
Well, we used to do when we did a haunted house.
So you're afraid of clowns, like, in general?
No, I'm just weary of them.
What about rodeo clowns?
No.
So it's if the clown
are heroes.
So if the clown has a respectable profession,
yeah.
So it's like a banker clown. You're like,
banker clown. I'm like, yeah, he's got a day job. He's got something going on.
Clown working at Subway. You're like, just make the sandwich.
But I'm just very, very, very weary of them. I'm like,
is it because of all the movies growing up?
Yes and no. I don't know.
It's like a giant doll come to life.
Yeah. Yeah, like
I had a big problem with dolls when I was a kid, like the Chucky movies, Child's Play movies. Couldn't watch them as a kid.
Oh yeah.
And now I watch them and I'm like, "Oh my God, these are so bad. Why was I afraid?"
Because there's nothing to compare it to. Like, I remember when I worked for the haunted house, if I was bored, because I used to do makeup for the haunted house, if I was bored, I'd go grab a clown mask and a hoodie, and I'd go out there and I'd, work the line and stuff like that. And people would lose their shit.
So what you're saying is you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Yeah, that's true.
So either
but that wasn't going on then, man. That wasn't like...
that there weren't people dressing up, because right now it's such an easy source for attention. Like, look how many people I can get in this video of me chasing an 11-year-old with a fake machete.
Right.
Isn't this hilarious? No, it's not fucking hilarious. You are terrifying a child. If you are at a haunted house, fair game. But you're talking about people in the middle of their lives and their day-to-day situations, or they're on a walk at night. It's like 8 o'clock at night. You're walking home from your friend's house,
right?
And then there's some creepy dude in a clown costume holding a fucking axe. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're gonna get the cops called on you, or shot. I didn't see if there's any instances of this happening in Texas, but if you go to the Wikipedia page for
there's
2016 clown sightings.
Yeah, there's a creepy gif of Mr. Rogers putting on a really, really good clown mask. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But 2016.
So yeah, in Texas, on October 3rd, there's a clown attacked a person at a housing complex at Texas State University. A report of a creepy clown on campus of Texas Tech was also made to police in Lubbock. And then October 5th, the Toledo Midway Independent School District, which has about 4,000 students, ordered a lockdown at 9 a.m. on a weekday after a bus driver and monitor on the bus said they saw a clown sitting inside a vehicle near one of... Oh, shit, it just... Sitting essentially near the school.
9 days ago in Waukegan, like close to here.
Yeah.
Students at Greenwood Elementary School had 3 clowns, one with a briefcase, one with a handgun, and one with a knife, stood on the edge of the school's property and threatened the students. The clown reportedly made threats and then fled in an SUV. The incident is being investigated by the Waukegan Police Department.
Yeah, people are doing this. Clowns and knocking on doors in the neighborhood.
Oh, well, that was the other story. So I was telling my story last night
Yeah.
to somebody, and this girl, I know Ashley, she was going to go let her dog out.
Who? What?
This girl, Ashley.
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah, Ashley.
Who?
Ashley.
Who?
Ashley. And she goes, I was going to let the dog out, and then I looked through the peephole just to make sure that no one was out there, and she goes, I swear to God, I saw a blue-haired clown across the street. And so she was like, oh my, she's like, thank God I opened it. She's like, I'm not opening the door. She's like, I went up and woke up my boyfriend, and he came down real quick, and he kind of opened the door, and the guy was gone.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's like, I do not think I hallucinated seeing a goddamn blue-haired clown.
Right.
She's like, that's not really something that would, it's like, you ever think about that? You like go, oh my God, I opened that door and I thought there was a clown there.
Like in the corner of my eye, I might see a spider on the wall.
Yeah,
but I don't think, oh my God, there's a clown on the wall.
She's like, thank God I didn't let the dog out. I was like, oh, the dog may have gotten a hold of the clown and you wouldn't have to worry about it.
So
anyway.
So she didn't let the dog out?
No.
So who let the dog out?
Nobody did.
So you lied. You son of a bitch.
Nope.
Yeah, that's the thing. With people dressing up as clowns, they'll just walk around, not even like knocking on the doors to get your attention. They'll literally just do it in hopes that someone sees it and gets scared.
It's so weird. It's a lot of prep. It's a lot of prep for possibly no outcome.
During the original outbreak of the fucking clown phenomenon. They're saying that it is special, like, guerrilla advertisement to get interest for clowns for the movie It, the remake that's coming out. The Pennywise. They're remaking Stephen King's It, that fucking 4-hour movie. I didn't know how long that movie was until I was watching it on AMC one day.
It?
Yeah.
I have a story about that, too.
I didn't know how long it was, and I'm watching it, and it goes to commercial break, and then it comes back, and I'm watching it, and it goes to commercial break, and it comes back. And this goes on for like 3 hours. I'm like, oh my fucking God, is this...
When is this over?
Is this an 8-hour epic? Is this a mini-series?
When Snapple watched an entire episode of The Voice because she thought it was like one long commercial after the Super Bowl.
Oh, jeez, I don't remember that.
She goes, I watched The Voice last night. I'm like, oh, yeah? She goes, I thought it was a commercial because we were watching the Super Bowl, and there were so many commercials, but I kept watching it, and I thought, I was like, this is the longest commercial I've ever seen. No, we rented it once, and we were at Mike's house. This was in high school, so we were all, like, going to hang out and watch, scary movies. Our friend Nina was really scared of clowns, so we're going to make her watch it because we wanted to torture her.
Like, hey, come over, we're watching The Breakfast Club.
Right.
It's just, this starts different. The director's cut.
And it was, we rented it, put it in the machine, and we're watching it, and I'm just like, I don't understand this at all. Like, I'd never seen it. Like, I don't get what's happening. Like, where's the fucking clown? Like, what is going on? I'm like, how? I go, it's not just about kids. We did not understand. So we're watching halfway through, and so I'm sitting there, I'm like, I kind of go over to the video, and I look at the tapes, and we had been watching part 2.
Oh, Jesus.
And so we said, screw it, we're not watching anymore. So
it was back when, like, if the movie's too long, it came on 2 VHS tapes.
We had put in part 2.
Oh,
I'm like, I don't get what's happening at all. Where's the clown?
Man. There's also another clown movie coming out this year. It's a Rob Zombie movie. It's called 31. I don't know. So, something that may have been devised as like a guerrilla marketing for clown movies, or maybe it was just started as some creepy child molester.
Creepy simulation.
It's like a circle. But yeah, dude, if we're going to live in a simulation, like, you know what would be funny? It's like when you're playing SimCity, like, let's put tornadoes in now.
Right.
Like, you know what? Let's put clowns in now.
Let's put clowns and Donald Trump in. No, not yet. Now it's the time. It's the time.
All right. Well, all that makes me want to just fucking blow up the world.
Yep. You got the button right here.
You know what?
I'm about to push it.
Wait.
What?
I got one more thing I want to talk about real quick.
Okay.
It turns out there's at least one. There may be a couple tech billionaires wasting their money on Matrix money.
Right.
But there is one person who cares enough about a food bank in West Kelowna, British Columbia, in Canada.
Okay.
They had a mortgage for $190,000.
Okay.
An anonymous donor wrote a check for $190,000 to pay off the entire mortgage. So this
What? No tax?
Nope, no tax. So this food bank could take care of more people. This food bank
Oh, well, that's
is
nice.
it's one of two branches of the Central Okanagan Food Bank.
Mm-hmm.
About a third of all the people they help are children under 15. And they do things like donating hampers of food. They have free shoe vouchers. They have a community garden. They give school supplies and toys at Christmas. And they used to spend $1,800 a month on the mortgage. But now because of this donor who...
Yeah, they don't have to.
Even most of the board members of the food bank don't even know who this is. Like this person, there's like one or two people that
It's
know.
like the guy that puts gold coins in the Salvation Army bucket every year.
I don't know about that.
You didn't know about that?
No.
Yeah, every year in the Salvation Army for got to pass like 20 years, somebody puts these like gold coins, like
Like solid gold coins.
solid gold coins. They put them in the
It's like, yeah, it's a $1 coin.
in the
Sure.
Salvation, the Salvation Army buckets at Christmas with the ringing Santas. And every year they put like 2 or 3 in there.
What is it? Local or is this? Where is
I
it?
think it's local.
So this person wanted to remain so anonymous that the entire board doesn't even know who it is. It's pretty much one or two people know who this person is, and they won't even tell the rest of the board members because this person wants to remain so anonymous. So now they have that $1,800 a month. They rely their workforce is all volunteers, and the ability to operate is run by donations. So this is like a 100% for charity place. The $1,800 a month that they were spending on the mortgage, they can now use to buy more food and more supplies so they can start feeding and taking care of more families.
Yeah, what it is a Krugerrand.
Oh, yeah, the Krugerrand.
The Krugerrand, South African gold coin.
Those are a big thing in heist or treasure movies.
Yeah, and the 1 ounce pure gold coin dropped in a kettle bucket in Springfield
Oh, okay.
for the past forever, and the person has never
been caught.
Never been caught giving the gold.
I mean,
Yeah, it's been going on for God as long as I know. It's just guy's got a whole bunch of gold coins, and every year he does 1 or 2.
it's from a heist, and he's like, I can't fence any more of these, so I might as well be super generous, because no one's going to be like, oh, they gave us this donation. I bet it's dirty money. They're going to say, no, this is ours. Give us real money for this so we can do stuff with
And
it.
he kind of spreads it around, or she kind of spreads it around. Don't want to be sexy.
Well, I don't care who you are. If you're giving money to help, people out like this, you're a good person. Better than me,
Mm-hmm.
because I sure as hell don't have $190,000 to give.
I did not have pirate gold.
No, if I had pirate gold, I'd probably pretend to be a pirate. Like
Yarr.
I wouldn't be able to not go around pretending to be a pirate. I would get the best looking pirate costume I possibly could. I would get a pirate ship. It'd probably be a yacht, but with like really good decorations on it.
Oh, sure.
Because I'm not gonna be no bitch ass pirate.
No.
I ain't getting no scurvy. I'm having a bartender that's gonna have screwdrivers.
Only watch movies that are rated R.
Get the fuck out. You walk the plank.
That's going to do it for this week. Tell them where they can find us online.
You can find us individually on Twitter at Patrick Newsom 42,
In the Matrix.
at Hungry as a Bear, The Matrix Revolution, or the entire DVM production empire at the DVMPE, Matrix Reloaded. follow this podcast at Stupid Schweding. Look for us on Facebook by searching for Stupid Talking Stupid.
Pippi Longstocking.
That was a great movie.
Yep. Talk about pirate gold.
Yeah.
Why did all the people in town just take her pirate gold as currency? And where were her parents?
Because it's gold, and her dad was out to sea, and every time Child Protective Services try to come get her, she'd be like, "Nuh-uh, my monkey and horse."
She could lift a horse, so you
Yeah.
don't want to fuck with her.
And you know she was going to lift the horse because magical music would start playing. Like,
It's Pippi Longstocking, E-I-E-I-O-I-E.
that's not the song.
It is the song.
No.
There's no one like her.
Nope.
It is.
Pippi Longstocking is coming into your world.
Isn't that a cartoon?
Something about having hair.
I think that's the cartoon.
I don't care. It's still Pippi
It
Longstocking.
was the movie.
Were there 2 movies?
I don't know, but the original movie was like, you know.
Like, we're going to make a game out of putting brushes on her feet and scrubbing the floor.
Yeah, that's just slave labor.
It's like, no, you're skipping school to clean my house.
And why aren't you in school?
And it's like, because I can lift a horse.
Yeah, okay.
Why would I go to school if I can lift a horse?
Right. That's true.
It's like, so you need to go to school. I will throw a horse at you.
Okay.
That is not a euphemism.
You do not need to go to school then.
And my monkey will attack you.
Yeah.
And I'll spin around in circles and be a helicopter.
True.
Didn't she fly a vehicle that way? Like, I think she was like in like a soapbox derby style car looking airplane thing.
Chitty Bang Bang?
No. Like if a kid were to make a soapbox derby like helicopter plane,
Right.
and she was like, I'm just gonna hold a broom above my head and spin around in circles, and I'll be the propeller.
I think so. I think it was interesting too because she could have afforded way more with all that pirate gold.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like an actual plane.
Like an actual helicopter.
Whatever.
Listen, we cover the hard-hitting facts on this show. You know? And listen, if you can take a moment out of your day, however you listen to us, whether it be, iTunes or any other kind of service, if you could take a quick second, give us a review, give us a rating. It helps us out. You could give us 5 stars if you want to. But yeah, we'd appreciate the feedback. Just let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. We're going to ignore it anyway, but, I should appreciate it.
Yeah.
And if you want to tell me how great I am compared to Patrick, let's be honest, it's a lot greater. But, yeah, just let us know.
Yeah, it's not. And you can listen
Are you calling our listeners liars? Wow.
Yep.
That's even more reason why I'm more liked.
You can listen to all of our other stuff at dvmpe.com.
That's some gotcha journalism right there.
That's some gotcha journalism. I can't argue with that logic. That's a Pippi Longstocking logic.
That's a Pippi Longstocking bullshit right there. Pippi bullshitting.
Baby time frolics. Anyway.
You really got to handle it with baby hands.
Right, baby hands.
And that's
going to do it this
all
week.
3 of them.
We will be back next week with more stupid. For Stupid Talking Stupid, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear.
And Pippi Longstocking.